Good morning, dear children. Welcome to 8th Standard Social Science class. I hope all are fine and safe at home. Today we start with History, Unit 6, Development of Industries in India. The learning objectives of this lesson are: acquaint with the traditional crafts of India, analyze the causes for the decline of Indian industries. Children, the history of Indian industry perhaps dates back to the history of humankind. India's traditional economy was characterized by a blend of agriculture and handicrafts. Here, according to Edward Baines, India is the birthplace of cotton manufacture. Bernier, who visited India during the reign of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, he marveled at the incredible quantity of manufactured goods. Tavernier, a French traveler, he admired the peacock throne, carpets of silk and gold, as well as many carvings. Children, now we will see the traditional crafts of India. Textiles, woodwork, ivory, stone cutting, leather, fragrance wood, metalwork, and jewelry. These are the traditional crafts of India. The village artisans such as potters, weavers, smiths produced articles and utensils for domestic use. Some specialized goods also produced. They were cotton textiles, muslin, wool, silk, and metal articles. Certain centers of metal industry were quite well known. For example, Saurashtra was known for bell metal, Wanga Bengal for tin industry, and Dhaka was identified with muslin cloths. Do you know, children, the muslin cloth of Dhaka? The mummies in Egyptian tombs dating from 2000 BCE were found wrapped in Indian muslins of the finest quality. A 50 meters of this thin fabric could be squeezed into a matchbox. Next, we are going to see how the Indian industries declined. The causes were loss of royal patronage, transition from producer to exporters of raw materials, competition of machine-made goods, trading policy of the British, deindustrialization. Let's see these causes one by one. First is loss of royal patronage. As the British conquered the Indian territories one after another, the native rulers, the nobles, and the landlord lost their power and prosperity. As a result, the craftsmen who were patronized by these rulers lost their importance and became poor. For generations, these craftsmen had been practicing their crafts and they did not possess any other skills. So they had to work as laborers in the fields to meet their daily needs. This change resulted in increased pressure on agriculture and there was large scale underemployment in agriculture. Commercial food crops in agriculture ruined the Indian agro-based industries. The splendid period of indigenous handicrafts industries came to an end as the political influence of the East India Company spread over various parts of the country. Next, we will see transition from producers to exporters of raw materials. Children, Indian handicrafts that had made the country famous collapsed under the colonial rule. This was mainly due to the competition posed by the machine-made goods that were imported from Britain by the British rulers. The ruling British turned India as the producer of raw materials for their industries and markets for their finished products. Moreover, the railways and the roadways introduced by the British facilitated the movement of finished products to reach the remotest parts of India and the procurement of raw materials from these parts. Next, we will see competition of machine-made goods. Textile was the oldest industry in India. The highly specialized skills of Indian weavers and the low production cost gave a tough competition to the European manufacturers. As a result, it led to the invention of cotton gin, flying shuttle, spinning jenny, and steam engine in England, which made the production of textile on large scale. As a result, India became the market for the finished products of Britain. Next, we will see the drain theory of Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji was the first to acknowledge that the poverty of Indian people was due to the British exploitation of India's resources and the drain of India's wealth to Britain. Now we will see trading policy of the British. All the policies implemented by the British government in India had a deep impact on India's indigenous industries. Free trade policy, followed by the East India Company, compelled the Indian traders to sell their goods below the market prices. This forced many craftsmen to abandon their ancestral handicraft talents. Here, East India Company's aim was to buy the maximum quantity of Indian manufactured goods at the cheapest rate and sell them to the other European countries for a huge profit. This affected the traditional Indian industry. Heavy duties were charged on Indian goods in Britain, but at the same time, the English goods entering India were charged only nominal duties. Now we will see deindustrialization. During the first half of the 19th century, Western countries were experiencing industrialization. India suffered a period of industrial decline. The process of disruption of traditional Indian crafts and decline in national income has been referred to as deindustrialization. The difficulties in Indian industries was complicated further by the construction of Suez Canal, because of which transport cost was reduced, which made the British goods cheaper in India. The main cause for the decline of handicrafts industry was the greater employment opportunities and income generating effect of the modern factory. So children, I hope you understood about the traditional crafts of India and the causes for the decline of Indian industries. We will learn more about this lesson in our next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.